Hello everyone, I'm so happy to be here with all of you today. Welcome to our channel, where we dive into all things food and cooking. I can't wait to share some delightful stories about cornmeal with you. Let's get started. So, not too long ago, I was preparing a delicious cornbread for a family gathering. As I was mixing the ingredients, I suddenly realized I was running low on cornmeal. I had planned this dish for a potluck dinner to celebrate our certifications in organic farming. Cornbread is such a comforting dish, and I wanted to share its warmth with our friends and family. Cornmeal is a finely ground flour made from corn, and it adds a unique texture and flavor to dishes. In Texas, we often use it to make cornbread, polenta, and even tamales. Cornmeal's popularity here is particularly high during the autumn months, when many local festivities revolve around harvest and comfort foods. To tackle the cornmeal shortage, I got a bit creative. Instead of substituting it with flour, I decided to blend some chickpea flour and crushed corn chips to mimic the texture and give a unique flavor. It turned out to be a hit. People loved the twist on the classic cornbread and were excited to taste something new.
Wow, Jennifer, that sounds really innovative. I'm curious, how did you come up with that combination?
I've always loved experimenting with textures and flavors, and I thought the chickpea flour would add a nice nuttiness while the corn chips would bring a bit of crunch.
That's incredible, Jennifer. I've been wanting to try that. How did the people at the gathering react?
Everyone was impressed. They enjoyed the flavors and loved that I put a creative spin on a classic dish.
I love that approach, Jennifer. I'm curious, did you present the dish any special way for the potluck dinner?
Yes, I garnished it with fresh herbs and served it alongside a homemade chili. It made for a beautiful presentation that everyone appreciated.
That's such a wonderful idea, Jennifer. Did you keep any of the original cornbread recipe in your new dish?
Yes, I used some of the traditional cornbread ingredients, like buttermilk and eggs, to ensure it still had that familiar essence while adding in my twist.
I completely agree with what you said, Jennifer. One central criterion for purchasing cornmeal is freshness. Fresh cornmeal has a vibrant flavor and texture that can't be beaten. I usually buy mine at local farmers markets in Florida for my cornbread. It's really special because I can taste the difference when it comes from nearby farms. Just be careful to check the packaging date.
I appreciate that, Maya. Adding to that, it's crucial to consider the grind of cornmeal. In New York, I often prefer medium or fine grind for my cornbread. The grind determines the texture of the finished product. When selecting, just be aware that coarser grinds could give a grainier result if that's not what you want.
I completely resonate with the grind aspect, Chloe. For me, I've also emphasized the importance of choosing non-GMO cornmeal. Living in California, I make sure it's organic and sustainably sourced for my family's health. Just double-check the label because some brands can be misleading.
These insights are just great. It's so interesting to hear everyone's experiences.
I'm so glad to hear you say that, Jennifer. Additionally, I think the sourcing of cornmeal is key. Supporting local farmers is very important here in Washington, as it ensures quality. Before buying, I always inquire about the source. It makes a difference.
Absolutely. Local support is vital for sustainability.
Since Jennifer discussed the significance of cornmeal, I'd recommend using quinoa flour as an alternative, especially here in Florida. Quinoa's protein-rich properties make it an excellent substitute, but it does have a nuttier flavor which differs from cornmeal.
That's a solid alternative, Maya. In New York, I often use almond flour instead of cornmeal. It adds a lovely sweetness to my dishes, but it lacks the grainy texture that cornmeal provides, which I appreciate in certain traditional recipes.
I love that idea, Chloe. In California, if I ever substitute, I might use rice flour. It adds a subtle sweetness but takes away the hearty depth cornmeal gives, which is essential in my family's cornbread.
Fantastic ideas. Here in Washington, I'd lean toward buckwheat flour. It gives a lovely earthy flavor, but it's more crumbly than cornmeal, so it doesn't hold together as well in dishes like cornbread.
Wow, I just love how we've covered so much today about cornmeal. We started with its importance, shared our creative substitutes, and exchanged valuable purchasing criteria. Emily talked about sourcing, Maya highlighted freshness, Chloe focused on grind, and Sarah emphasized non-GMO selections. Your ideas are all so inspiring and creative. Thank you all for sharing. Before we say goodbye, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. We appreciate your support and hope you found our discussion on cornmeal insightful. We encourage you to try new ideas in your cooking. Until next time, happy cooking, and we'll see you soon.